Can we start, please?
Yeah.
Right, before our formal meeting, we have 4 people who would like to address the council. I'll remind those that haven't spoken to us before, behind you is a camera, so you won't be seen on camera, it will pick up the audio, and it will be put on YouTube forever, it seems. In no particular order, but ladies first. Trudy. We normally let people speak for 2 minutes. If you could try and keep it for 2 minutes, please.
Well, I did quickly type something out, so I think it was going to be given in. So, if you like, I can just say whatever I can hear. Yes, this is really the permitted development rights on the agricultural building at Wick Lane in Brent Knoll. We have applied under Class Q for change of use on an agricultural building which has been there approximately since 1993 and used primarily for agricultural purposes. The footprint of the building is 50 foot by 20 and the building requirements under Class Q cannot exceed this, so would look pretty much the same as it is now. The only change we would make would be to the tiles on the roof rather than the corrugated concrete which is there now. There would be no demolition work to be done at all, as far as we know, as it is a very sturdy building. As you will see from the plans, which I have here if you'd like to have a look, the second bedroom will have to be 1 metre above the floor level in case of a flood risk, which is a requirement of a Class Q application. There is already mains water supply and electricity can be obtained from the field opposite.
I would just point out that we will be discussing planning later. We as a body are asked to consult, or we're a consultee, we're not a decision body.
No.
So if we make any comments, they are just our recommendations. It's down to Sedgemoor Planning to make the final decision.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Would you like me to leave?
No, we have got the plans because we
You
get
have.
them ready. Thank you. Thank you, Trudy. Andrew, please.
Good evening, Chairman, Councillors. Andrew Warren, 128 Brent Street. I recently attended the 7th of March 2018 a community drop-in session regarding affordable housing proposal at the junction of Station Road and Brent Street, which sort of says it all. I would like to make it clear that I have no objections to new housing in Brent Knoll for all the benefits they would bring to the village. However, I would say that the very nature of the layout of Brent Knoll is of one long road, with junctions issues at both ends, which means largest developments are always going to cause concern with extra traffic and access to be considered. Living relatively close to the proposed estate entrance and experiencing many times close shaves and hold-ups due to either cars going too fast or large oncoming vehicles, as it is such a very narrow corner, a new road right in the centre of the bend seems daft. What was until quite recently a blind bend due to railings and bushes in the garden of the house opposite the proposed site entrance has, funnily enough, quite recently, and I have my suspicions, have had their bushes cleared and replaced with new lines of conifers, which means, given time, the corner will return to its original state with the blind corner, after the developers have long gone. My first concern is that although technically I understand, according to Somerset County Highways Department, which I have very little confidence in, there is enough visual space. I can't see that lasting, and I do question the rules to do with how close to the junction a new road is allowed. My second concern is that if these affordable homes are bought by local people, which is the point, many will either work in Burnham or Weston-super-Mare, and it is possible that approximately 30 of the cars, which say 50% turn left straight into a stop junction every morning and evening, and this will cause more congestion than at present and could become a danger. So what does this mean? To put it bluntly, I feel the developers are clutching at straws. If the proposal to site the entrance on Station Road was turned down, then a second proposal to site it on a bend next to a junction is ridiculous. Therefore, the project, with respect, be abandoned. Thank you for your attention, and I will email a copy of this to the parish secretary. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Maurice?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just come along this evening just to listen, that is all.
Okay. George, have you got anything to say?
Yeah, two things. Since last meeting, I went down the bottom of my drive and saw a sign down Station Road saying road closed. Not knowing anything about it, I phoned up Somerset Highways and asked them what was going on. There was no, it just said road closed. Didn't say gas for Wessex Water or anything like that. Anyway, Somerset Highway said they had no knowledge of it, but they would look into it, and they gave me a number and said somebody would call me back. Needless to say, they didn't call back, but about a week later, in the Burnham Weekly News, there was an application or a statement about closing Station Road. And sure enough, a little bit later on, we as residents, so I assume all the residents, had a letter stating what it was all about from it's National Gas, it's a gas over in Newport, saying about closing the road. And so I now see that it is as from about next Monday, isn't it, that Station Road will be closed. I think what it was, they were a little bit keen on getting their signs out before they'd actually gone through the process of asking permission. The second thing is about the drains by the old manor. They were cleared out a couple of weeks ago, but in fact it was just a question of cleaning them out and not solving the problem. So in fact last Saturday it was flooded again.
Thank you.
So those are the 2 points.
Thank you, George. Right. We'll start our meeting then, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies. Thank you. Apologies for absence.
Well, we haven't got any apologies, although we know that nothing Rawlins has not arrived, so I don't quite know where we are. Nothing. So I can't give apologies because I haven't.
So we'll just we can accept it as at this moment in time, I believe. But okay. Declarations of any pecuniary, personal or prejudicial interest. Bella?
The money for the refreshments.
Bob, your usual.
Yeah, so it's the personal in terms of county and district, and the planning one's non-predetermination.
I stand attempted.
Anybody else?
Well, the memorial's Stern, British Legion, but that's already been agreed, so it doesn't matter.
It's a payment rather than an agreement payment, so
Do you want me to stand down on that?
I think it's probably just best. I don't think you really have to, but I think if in doubt, stand down.
Okay. Right, we've all had a copy of the minutes. Any objections, amendments or changes that nobody wishes to make? I shall sign them. Right, so we'll move on to planning. So Bob, if you'd like to do whatever you're going to do for the while.
As from this month, we're moving into our sort of electronic planning process now. We don't get any hard copies. And to that end, I put obviously all the planning now on PowerPoint to make life a bit easier, so we can scroll through them.
Can I ask if anybody had any difficulties opening any of the documents?
I had difficulty in finding 03, which was Applewood. I found it in the end, but it wasn't on the normal subscribed website. Yeah, I went into it.
You have to go into
By the
sessions.
planning.
Yeah, you have to go through.
Yeah.
You have to go through the planning portal. Did you have
Yes.
a difficulty, Bob?
Yeah,
That's
I-
right.
Yes, I have, definitely.
Peter.
When I put my hand out like that, it's, I'm pressing 3 buttons. No, I just have difficulty using the computer.
Right, anyway, the first one is the erection of 2-storey extension to rear of the property at Dapple Croft. Do you want to say anything, Cynthia? Just
Well, yes, I'll just
summation,
say that,
please?
yes, I have looked online, and under consultees replies we had the environmental health, and there was no comment, and there were no comments from objections or neighbours. Apart from that, there was nothing else on there to, well, in the sense that
Is that
that's
the
the only
existing?
information I can really give you, rather than you
That's
looking
the
at the
existing, is
plans.
it?
Existing.
Can you go back to the site plan, please, so we know where we're talking about?
There is. The site plan's further down.
That'll be-
Further down.
there we go.
Site plan, yeah.
It's-
It's a site plan.
That's the site
That's the
plan.
location of the development.
So you've got, on the left is the existing, on the right is the proposed. And basically what they're talking about is this infill here and a slight change to the profile there. But that's it.
Partly, some of it is partly on site and existing.
Doesn't make much difference.
No, there's nothing on the plan.
Overlooking woodlands, is it?
No, big patch.
Big hedge.
Yes. But they've all, that's the existing anyway, Bella, on the left. So you've already got that.
Right one.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't see anything, and we had no comments at all from
And
neighbours.
basically what you've got
What are they
over that
going to
side is all they're doing is widening it from there to
To
there.
there, yeah.
Yeah.
The site of existing, yes.
Yeah, so
Right.
so
Looks in keeping as well.
I thought the design was very
Yes.
in keeping.
Yeah, yes. Would agree with you.
Leave the dining, there's nothing
Okay.
untoward, is there?
No.
No.
So has anybody got any objections? If not, we can come forward with a proposal to, we have no objections.
I'm not saying no observations. Not saying no observations.
Can someone make a proposal, putting you on to
It's
proposal?
not what it says it is.
I
Accept.
think we support it,
Support it.
yes.
On the grounds of?
It's,
On the grounds of
well, it's an enhancement to the original
enhancement of the
house.
existing, right?
Yes.
And in keeping with the rest of it.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
And is that?
Can I have a show of hands on that, please, if those in favour? Unanimous then.
Next one up.
Right, next one is 0004. Right, 0004.
This one. Separate class.
Trouble is, it wasn't very clear.
It wasn't very clear. It's not very
Where's
clear.
Station Road on the map?
Have we got a site location? There's one, I think there's one of the actual
I
location.
think
on
it's
it.
right at the end.
It's right, probably right the last one, probably.
Ah,
It's behind the hedge.
oh right.
Is it
I should call it.
Is that
Did
the
you
one
turn
right in the
it?
corner where the ring is and
Yeah.
the ring across the
You
bottom
mean it
is
goes
all
straight in?
overgrown?
What comes out onto Cricket Lane?
Yeah.
It's
There
back
was-
on.
there was a
Did you go back
picture of
one,
the,
though?
there was a picture of the estate, I thought.
Yeah, no,
Was it
there
back
was
on?
one.
David?
Was it?
I thought you showed us a picture where it was.
I thought there was a site.
There, is that it?
That's the actual plan.
I think what it is, you've copied the planning documents and there's a separate box for site location plan.
Right, we can probably find it if you want to have a look at it. So I've probably got a PDF file of it.
If you've got that,
Let's see if we can find a PDF file.
Is that with or without the CT?
Right, so are you looking for him?
Site location plan.
Plans there,
Squeeze it in.
this age of internet.
I think on the portal you've got 3 boxes.
It's the second one, I said we download that. I have trouble downloading that for some reason. That's why I went into it and download it.
It's at the bottom of the list. Yeah, I think it's at the bottom of the.
The only thing we could do, why don't we go and see for
Can you get onto the website?
Yes, David's having a look.
That's how I just couldn't see it. Right.
Might have been of them.
Bridge.
Near the bridge, that end. Oh, right. Four, it's the 4.
Yes, it's over.
He wants to throw a gym.
Yes, he wants the garage.
Isn't there a slide?
General study.
Furnishing.
And then they're putting on
See.
Kingsbury extension with a terrace to the west. Extension to the east there.
Just put
Two.
Brent Knoll
One on the east,
and,
one on the west.
and the dates and it will
Put in
come
the
up.
first of March.
Well, no one's.
If you go on the right hand side, you can actually put the planning application number in.
Yeah, you can actually, right. There's a shortcut to it actually.
Oh,
Right,
there,
so what we're
look.
looking at here is.
It's cooking. Oh, it's
Is
there.
that
Close.
But you have to go right in
There,
there.
it needs to be.
And how do you know that?
See, it says location, see it says location up there. Next to the document.
Yeah, that's what I did.
So where did you get
It's not
that?
about.
David's got it.
Did it come up, David?
Yes, David's got it.
Where did you manage to-
Existing location block and floor plans, which you should have on your PowerPoint, but you've just got to zoom in on a tiny little bit.
The location map on there doesn't work, did it?
No, location map on there doesn't work.
How come I could see it?
I can't see anything.
Your planning
This is the actual top picture on the
Can't find the
side.
planning documents again.
Which is. It's not. Just.
Can you just click on view plans?
Justice.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, view plans.
That's Troy and State.
Is it the second one down? Existing
Yeah, that's it.
location?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's it.
Number 6.
Yes. Planning plan.
You'll have to go around to everybody on
It's very small.
Right, I've got my.
Brilliant.
What have you got there?
Station Road here, that's South Street closing, that's Crooked Lane.
Yeah, and is it the one that's in the corner?
Yeah, it's the one that cleared all the,
Proposed
All
location.
the ditch
yeah,
out?
they put a new fence along.
Yes,
Existing
that's it.
location,
Yes,
I think
that's
it's
it.
saying.
Because I was trying to think.
There it is.
There it
that's
is.
And you've got
Yeah,
to
On the
zoom
top,
in, zoom in on that top bit.
at the
Oh,
top.
that one as well.
Yeah.
It's got quite
But
a
you've got
big
it at the
amount,
bottom as
hasn't
well,
it?
David.
Is that like in yellow, isn't it, the
They
extension?
need to have it because they're doing 2 extensions, one on each side and one on the west.
Richard? I think so.
Like a
You've
car.
given up.
Like a car cover.
Oh, I don't know, actually.
Modern technology. Morris, good on.
I was doing like that particular one, but
Yeah,
Could
keep
do
going,
it
keep
in
going, keep
smaller.
going. Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
You've got your right time.
Site plan.
Yeah.
He was in this afternoon.
Up. There we
There
go.
you are.
Down with
Number 6.
So that's Crooked Lane.
Yeah.
So it's
It's the jump on there.
It's got a lot of land, well, a fair bit of land compared to the rest of it.
It's on the corner there.
And which is the...
Where the red line is.
the red line
On
is
the east
is
of the
the
west
boundary.
elevation.
And what is the extension now?
Extension.
Where
Right.
station goes up.
And then, and the garage turned into a...
Right, Cynthia, what do you want to, can you say anything about it, please?
Well, I looked online and the highways, environmental, yeah, it was the highways, that was just standing advice only, and then, no, that was transport development, I beg your pardon, group, and it was standing advice, but there were no comments recorded on
No neighbours.
No neighbours, no, nothing at all. It was very sparse.
They wouldn't, would they?
Well, there's
There is a property to just
Yeah.
off the map, isn't
I
there?
mean,
Yeah,
you can see
what's
the
it
layout.
called?
Hawthorns.
Pardon?
Hawthorns.
Yeah.
Yes,
I would have thought it would have been all right.
east and west elevations, so, and the garage.
Support it, he's going to build a gym. He won't get his car to go to the gym.
No,
see any objection.
no, I think
No.
we should,
So what grounds can we support it, what we're supporting
He's
it
going
on?
to build a gym so he won't get his car to go to the gym.
well, obviously it's going to enhance his house, isn't it?
Yeah.
Synthetic development.
It's, yes, I think so, to a point. I don't know how he describes it,
What else
Observations.
has he got to do?
Have you got the site, the sign elevation?
The trouble is the no elevations, it's almost as if you don't want to
Yeah.
say anything, and I
Because
probably
it
don't
That's
like
it,
to.
that's it.
support it.
Yes, I think we should say what we mean, being
The fabulous doing is object.
Your floor plan.
On his own land, away from everybody else. I don't see a problem.
Yeah.
There's no,
I mean, I would say if somebody's prepared to, Peter's prepared to make a proposal to support it, then we
Some
have
of
a
the sporting.
Yeah.
show of hands. So there we are, unanimous.
support it. Sympathetic to streets. I guess that's what we mean.
I think so.
Is that unanimous?
Yes.
Well, we've got the 06, haven't we?
Yeah, and then finally it's 06, which is from your PDS.
And here's to Quick Lane.
This is prior approval.
Already built.
Change of use.
Yeah.
Of an
Well,
agricultural
it is, isn't
building,
it? It's
single
building.
storage
Yeah.
replicated.
Well, you can't see it, can you, from the
No,
lane?
and
I
also
looked on Sunday. You
the
can't
design
see
as such will remain the same.
it. Yeah.
It's not single story, is it? It's double.
May I ask, can this be magnified?
Yes, yes, if you're like me, it's like,
You need bear with me on this PowerPoint. Well, I'm relatively new to PowerPoint, so
Right.
that's 100% at the moment. That is 100%. There's no 150 actually. No, surprisingly.
That's on PDS.
Have you used PowerPoint, David?
Yeah.
I think you get 100%. Is that normal?
Can you just type in
I haven't used
125 and see what happens?
Try. You reckon 150?
No, it takes you back.
Sorry, Brian. Can't make any bigger for you.
I shall have to sit near the front.
something we have to bear in mind if it's a PowerPoint. We do need to make sure that the graphics are going to be big enough to actually view.
Can somebody confirm what prior approval means, please? It doesn't mean what you think it means, does it? It doesn't mean that it's been granted approval. Prior approval, what does that mean?
It means that they're seeking to get approval prior to formal
Formal application.
Yeah, he's trying to get approval for something he's already built.
Oh, it's an existing
Well,
building.
it's already existing.
It's an existing
It's an existing
building.
building.
Prior approval.
There was a
In other
garage
words,
he
it's
wanted
like,
better, and he's tried it 2 or 3 times. It was a garage and a tool shop.
No, that was the other one, Peter.
Was it?
Yeah.
well, you have to look
That's
at
the one that
on
we've
its
already
merits,
passed.
don't you?
Mm.
Oh, where's this
And,
then?
Wicklow.
There's one the ladies talked about.
yes.
Next to the, I think it's very
If
close
you
to
go
the
to,
solar
if you
farm.
go to the next slide, Owen, please,
And the point.
and then put it on full screen as opposed to...
Yeah, but I thought,
But I don't think, what's it going to?
it was on the corner.
No,
No, it's
No,
right
It's
at
back.
Sorry.
Go back,
No,
Owen.
it isn't on.
I stand corrected.
It's right back
It's
off the lane.
there, and this is
It's
Wicklow.
terrible.
There's a big house on the corner, then
And access, and the one you're talking about
Yeah.
is down here.
Yeah.
Yes, no, this isn't. Oh,
I think it should be granted.
I can't see any problem.
No, I don't see any problems with
There's
that.
a sort of barn in the middle of nowhere, really.
the highways standing advice and then no comment registered from interested parties.
Thank you. And
I
that's
think we
what
should just support
So it
it.
isn't what, it isn't prior approval, it's specific elements of the development.
It's just change of use.
But the building itself will not change shape,
No,
simply.
The tiled roof, won't it?
yeah.
It's doing improvement.
To do what? To sell it? To rent it? To live
Well,
in
it's
it?
not for
Well, it
us,
doesn't really
not for us to say, is it?
out with planning considerations.
We won't be giving that opinion, that'll be the planning.
See, that
won't
looks,
it?
that's a better sign,
That's
sign
not-
on
Yeah,
that.
it is.
Did you make it bigger, or did you
No.
just...
Another slide.
It's got the one
It's a
there.
case of getting used to this,
It is,
isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, well, it is actually.
It's a whole different way of doing it, isn't
I would say.
So basically, you've got an existing building, the footprint's not going to change,
No,
and it's
it
just
isn't.
going to change the,
And the access is onto Wicklow.
from the only change is going from a barn into a living facility.
it?
Yes.
And I believe that on a prior approval, time constraints are more rigid. In other words, they want to get to a decision quicker.
Yeah,
That's the whole point about prior approval.
yeah.
I would suggest we support it.
Yes, I would
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
So can I have a proposer, please? Brian, thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Unanimous support.
Unanimous on the basis that it exists.
Enhanced.
Well, it's.
Enhance an existing building.
We use that word at all.
many
I don't think we should take it.
Using the word enhance.
Improving
Well,
and
the question is, when you use the word enhance, because the planning officer might say, how is it enhanced?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but I don't
That's
think
the
we
point.
can say
This is why we get
yes.
criticised sometimes for our replies. It's not just us, but lots of parish councils.
Does
Because
it
we-
fit the criteria of changing a barn into a dwelling?
Yes, because they're going
Well,
to match
actually,
the
I think
roof.
it's an improvement.
Yes, it's an improvement to the
Personally.
existing
I
building.
mean,
Agreed.
an improvement from just a barn to a.
On the same footprint, presumably.
Yeah.
Existing
Yeah.
footprint. So we can support that.
Yeah.
Right. Would you like to call Uncle Bobby, please?
You've seen the learning curve. You won't see some
Learning
more
curve.
examples. You'll be on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I think that's
Actually,
actually
the
good.
market is going to be placed because it's a two. Insulated.
Yeah, they, that's.
Yeah, so, you know, really, you still look like a bar.
Nobody cares about that.
For those that want, help yourself to those chocolates that are in front of you.
Thank you.
You better be quick.
There's some there as well.
Christmas all over again.
Christmas all over again. Right. This is a bribe so that you don't vote for me again next time. Right, moving on. Reports. Footpath, Peter. Anything apart from no wet?
Very wet. No, not really. I don't think so.
Have Bristol Water been in touch at all with you? Again, since the last meeting, I've asked them twice, and send them an email.
The last time, in the last record, not been so bad.
Sorry?
Not been so bad.
Right, okay.
What the reservoir?
Yeah. It had a lot of rain. If it was spring, it would have really run.
But it's still leaking.
Well,
Yes,
Or
it's
something.
nodding. So we was
Reservoir footprint, footpath.
There's still an issue. We have nobody.
Just one thing that was raised this afternoon at the surgery was the fence on the footpath heading up from where you've got the back of the church up to the first
Oh, yes.
kissing gate. Apparently the rail is down
Oh, it
again,
is.
and I wasn't sure whether that was one we reported before or whether it's new.
Point sticking out, yes.
So it's a fence.
You could
to the
fall on
rear.
it or a dog could get
To the
stuck
rear.
on it.
Yeah, so it's from where you've got behind the church, you then go up the hill,
Church.
and the one that's got the big concrete.
on the ski field.
Yes.
And whose fence is it?
Well, it's the one that I guess we had done when the steps were done, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So
So
we
it's our
need
responsibility.
to. That's what I'm trying to
And the
do.
steps
It's our
down and then
responsibility.
somebody complained about the barbed wire, so we put some wood.
So probably Premier Fencing or
No, it's not one.
Ian.
People talking about.
those sort of guys we need to
Or
get.
your
Yeah, Dave
Just
Weatherby.
set Dave Weatherby.
Yeah,
doing
he
it.
knows.
I was told that there were some posts and railing towards the top that had collapsed. Is
On
that
the top of
right?
that footpath.
No, the top, towards the north, before you get to the National Trust bit.
See, that's what he's
As
talking
well.
about.
That's
Well,
right.
you're talking about the
Sorry,
church,
I-
by the church, right?
No, this is one up
Oh,
past
the
the
church.
church.
In the ski field, before you come up.
Oh, right, must
So
be
they'll be
the
the same.
Right, okay.
But, sorry, I put Rob was talking about this one. There's a piece of metal fence, flat, and you know how it's quite lethal, and instead of pushing it back up, they've left it, and quite frankly, if somebody was to just trip,
Is that the
stick
manor?
there, they'd be stuck on it.
On the manor.
Yes, the manor fence, yes.
So where is that actually?
It's behind the church,
Behind Church again?
yes, behind the church.
And whose land is that?
That's the Mills
Mills
Roberts.
So it's landowners.
Yeah, just somebody wants to go and pick it up.
Church side or manor side?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Is it church side or manor side?
Church side, yeah, it's going up behind the church, not on the side of his field.
As you go up behind the church,
Yeah.
it's on the
Right-hand
Right.
right-hand side, which is
Yeah.
the
Mills
That's where the
Roberts.
old
That's got
fence
a
is.
pointed fence, and the
Yes.
church has got a flat roof.
And whose responsibility is it?
Landowner, I suppose.
Yes.
So I'll send an email
So
to
we ought to
It is a bit
Richard
dangerous.
Mills Roberts.
Yeah.
Please.
Richard Mills Roberts email. Okay.
In the absence of Malcolm, highways,
Well, it's a flooding at the old manor.
I was contacted by the Axbury Drainage Board. What's his name? Matthew Matwell. And he was trying to get hold of somebody from county to have a meeting about the whole issue. And he said, would I be prepared to go along? I said yes, and I've even asked Bob as our county councillor to go as well. But it would seem that county are very difficult to get hold of to set up such meetings. Matthew did say to me though that when he was doing the survey for the development at
Station Road.
Road, and they put the CCTV camera down one of the drains or whatever they were looking at, culvert, they were blocked, and so they couldn't do the whole length. But his other worry is that there are culverts in that area which appear to go under people's properties or under the footings.
Well, that's right, but there's the water level in the town gutter was always lower than the water in the road.
Right.
So the county are just bloody not owning the problem. They've got contractors in to do the job they should have been doing. The contractors have said they can't do any other. Well, they couldn't do any other because they had the gully sucker, they emptied the pots, but they didn't clear the pipes, they didn't rod the pipes.
No,
I mean, the water runs away eventually.
but it's just needed clearing out.
Yeah,
So can we...
it's the ownership and county.
Yeah, might I suggest that we are going to contact county
Do you have a name?
as a matter of urgency?
Well, there's various names I can think of. Do with it, but
We haven't got a
leave
rain
the
today or today, it's been dry. I mean, it's gradually soaked away, but I mean, when was it, Monday?
Saturday.
Monday, it was. You know, that's it, over the weekend, if you had rain every day, you had to drive down the middle of the road, because it was flooded by itself.
Well,
I thought we did have an email from county, which was in effect saying they'd been out, they'd done the
We've done the gullies.
gullies and found that there was a bigger problem, which they
Yes.
were then going to have to come back and deal with.
And they were going to do, and I
So they
thought
are
that
aware they've got to do
Matt
something.
Wall was going to actually meet up with the
Yeah.
county and then...
well, the thing is, Matt Wall was asked to do something, and I don't know quite how it came, because he rang me out the blue and said he's been looking at the issue.
There is an issue with that little dog leg that comes in to alongside the bungalow. I mean, they never go in there when they clear the reams. I mean, that could do with the clearing out, but it's definitely every drain they've got needs rodding from it, because they've allowed the pots to fill up so much that the mud and silt has gone up
It's
to the
overflowing.
overflow.
They don't work, do they?
No, they don't. Having said that, the one they replaced outside my property, they put the drain in the bottom.
What, instead of having a...
Yeah.
That's the Irish version.
So
This
immediately
has
goes
got-
down the drain and blocks it.
This has got to be sorted out
Yes.
before we've got any chance of that housing.
Yes, of course.
That's
Yeah.
it's going to be access
All
to it.
inside.
Otherwise,
isn't
we
it?
couldn't put our name to it unless that flooding was
Yeah.
an issue.
It's going to exacerbate the issue.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
Mr. Chairman, is there a way in which the housing group can ask Sedgemoor to divert some of the resources, financial resources that we've got for this development to actually be put into resolving this situation in this particular area?
Well, before we do that, I'm not sure whether we've got it on the agenda.
We have to do something.
I'm just conscious that at our last meeting, Sedgemoor were telling us that they were awaiting a response from Highways and they expected it at the last meeting that we had, the public meeting, consultation meeting, and I haven't heard any more on what the outcome of that was, because if Sedgemoor, if the county have turned it down, then the whole thing may not go forward.
Chairman, I'm not 100% certain. All I'm aware of is I thought they had some correspondence from county and that they were trying to arrange a meeting for the working part of the steering group to get together to talk that through with them, but I don't think that happened.
Well, I know it is their intention to do so, but certainly I'm expecting to hear from Esther, but that hasn't happened yet.
It just
Well, I've got
worries
a suggestion, I've got an impression that Esther is thinking about diverting some money from the what is that?
There is a fund, there is a
That
grant.
fund, I think she would divert some money there. But we'll have to wait until the next steering group meeting.
But I would have thought, it's 4 weeks, and it just worries me that we haven't heard any. It's all sort of died rather than
Yeah.
any progress, one way or the other.
Yes. I mean, the only thing to say is that we'll obviously be having the annual meeting next Wednesday, a week from today, and if we can get some information prior to then, there's nothing to stop us having a brief council meeting before then, if decisions need to be taken.
Yeah.
But we need to have that information very soon because of getting an agenda on board.
Couldn't somebody remind me who's on our steering group? It's John, I know,
John, Peter.
and Colin and Peter. Could I ask one of you to take it on board to talk to
Well, if you want me to get in touch with Esther, I will
Esther
do so.
or Duncan before next Wednesday,
No, we're good.
please?
No, yep, good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Because we ought to be in a position if we get
Quite
asked
happy
questions.
to try and do
Don't
that.
worry about it.
Thank you, Peter.
Anything else on highways?
Yes, me. Outside Ferndale and Wick Lane, the
Further.
road by the side of the house has gone, well, I call it peculiar, it's gone all up and down and subsided,
What's gone
and
up
it's
and
all
down, sorry?
crumbled, the road.
The road.
The edge or the whole road?
No, the edge, and it's, I think it's about, how much is that, 18 inches?
Yeah.
It really looks bad, and I don't know if it's just, I don't know.
But if you recall, when they were building the solar farm, there was a lot of big vehicles went down there to deliver various bits of kit, and they were